all you recovering emo kids. Welcome back to another episode of Emo Kids Anonymous podcast. And today, Rob and I are going to be talking about, well, all rock music, really. And the fact that for what seems like the first time in a long time, it's no longer nostalgia, but rock music is back. It is making a comeback on the charts, on tours. You are seeing artists who have been out of commission for years, who are now making records, selling out stadiums. They are making number one songs for the first time in their entire lives. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. And also, I know Rob wants to talk about how maybe the reverse is happening, like what's been going on with rock so far is happening to rap and hip hop.
Yeah, I think
So we're definitely going to
so.
talk about
I
that.
think it is.
Yeah.
Before we get too deep into anything at all, let's just say, you people, you need to follow us. You need to like, you need to subscribe. You need to comment, engage, do all of that. You can check us out, emokidsanonymous.com, neverphasenetwork.com.
Yep.
The internet, you have it, you use it, you're familiar with it. You can find it in the incognito tab, the regular tab, on the applications browser. Doesn't matter. All that support goes a long way,
It really does.
We have a very exciting run ahead of us. We can't reveal too much yet, but let's just say I think this will be the last episode you hear where there is no official, at least one sponsor.
That's true. I'm super excited. I was saying everything else in my life might be going to shit, but this podcast
This fucking show is fucking
is
very...
just fucking going off the charts, popping off like nothing else. All thanks to Rob and his just sheer will and
If it
determination
wasn't for you, I would not
and
be
zero
here
filter.
either. But yeah, there's zero,
zero filter.
What the fuck?
Yeah. A lot of great things coming up. It's so exciting Rob left because he's that excited about all of the things that are coming up for this podcast.
Yes. I would say in general in the last week and this next week, we're in the process of booking, I would say maybe we easily our biggest guest by maybe 5 country miles, probably, realistically.
I would say so. Yeah, that's accurate.
In terms of whatever you use to quantify fame or whatever, success, influence, whatever that is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Insane, plus some other cool fan favorites that you guys both we're doing something we haven't really done a lot of. For being an emo show and kind of a lot of the aesthetic and a lot of the main conversations we talk about directly are a lot of third wave or nostalgia based things. We don't always interview bands from that era, really. So we have, it looks like 2 very cool interviews coming up with very big names from that world. So I will reiterate again, follow, like, subscribe. Please.
Yeah. You just never know who might pop up on Emo Kids Anonymous in the near future. Yep.
This is the coolest thing ever. The coolest thing ever. I'm like you said, if everything else can be wonky at times, I enjoy making this show with you.
Same. I do.
Some cool random things that while we're on the topic, that I'll bring up. So I don't think I've told you this yet. I made one of the videos on our Instagram page from a couple weeks ago, where it's I'm doing the church video, where it's we're gonna pray the church thing. I randomly mentioned 2 bands in that video. Have I told you this story yet?
No, you have not.
I think I've saved this to tell you on the pod. So I make up a one band name. It's Kill the Sinner, Hate the Sin, or something, Hate This, or something. I make up one, but I say God Omen. And when I was 14, one of the first, because I've been to a couple local church basement shows in the 8th grade, but in the 9th grade, when I moved back, it was we're going to form a band. And we went to one show, the show that kind of influenced us was this one random show at this venue. And there was the opening act was this hardcore band from Red Deer, Alberta called God Omen. And we thought God Omen was super cool. A little middle nowhere. There was only the church show thing. And so in the video, I mentioned God Omen, just is this little Easter egg for nobody but myself. Just And like, the video is popping off and there's like, I get a comment on there and it's from this guy. And he's like, that's so funny. I was in a band called God Omen. We played in church basements. And I went and like
Oh my God.
clicked on, and I was like, TJ Green. I was like, Red Deer, Alberta. I'm like, you are the TJ I'm like, yeah. I saw your band in
You,
2004 at
you
church.
are
Like,
who I'm referring
yeah,
to.
I'm referring to you, bro. And like, now he follows us on, like, yeah,
I
TJ,
love it.
what's up, buddy? Like, super, like the power of the internet. And then on a different one of those church videos, someone today, I don't know if you saw it today, someone's like, yo, you need to tag the photographer on this. It's like, I just went on Google and got like church basement hardcore show Google backgrounds, like super pixelated
Yeah.
one. And it turns like this, like all these, like it's in East Tennessee. It's this venue, the Brickyard. And like some of the guys that are in that photo, like comment on, and like they're like, I
Oh
DM'd them. Like,
shit.
I was like, yo, like, do you know who took this photo? Like, I'll give them like,
Yeah,
you know
you're
what I
like, I
mean? I
just
was like, yeah,
figured
I
it
was
was
like, bro,
stock photos.
I
Yeah.
literally just Googled it and took the shittiest one I could find, like, so it was nondescript. And he's like, no, like, our buddy took that photo. I'm like, wow. So the internet's a wild place. I guess what I'm saying
It's a
is
beautiful
you get a
place.
lot of people saying bad things about meeting strangers on the internet. Let me just say, it's not so bad to meet strangers on the internet.
It isn't sometimes. I mean, Rob and I were strangers before we met on the internet, and
Like I
now look
said,
at us.
maybe, yeah. No, a year. Maybe a year. We were maybe first,
Coming
yeah,
up,
became
yeah.
acquaintances. Maybe, January
Yeah,
when we
about
first
this
started. Yeah.
time.
Yeah, maybe,
Yeah.
yeah. Wow. What a wild
Yeah.
year. Who
Crazy
knows what
year.
2026 will have in store for us?
Oh, I just don't know. I'm excited to
Speaking
see though.
of, more important, exciting news, terrible news. I broke a tooth, Amanda. I broke a tooth.
You did? How'd
I
you do that?
destroyed it. I got kicked in
Is
the
it something you could
face at the
share?
pit.
Oh.
No, I lied. No, that's not at all what happened. I broke it at the
Ah.
McDonald's.
It would have been better if you just said you like broke it at the pit, the Riley show. That would have been better.
That I was gonna stick with that, but no, I like it broke it off. So I'm going to have to make I'm going to have to get a new fake tooth put there,
Oh,
like a.
I'm
Well, I had to
sorry.
get it done anyway, but like, yeah, super whack. So I'm like trying to
It
hold my
is.
face a certain way so people can't tell because I
I
already let
couldn't
off.
tell.
You could?
No, I couldn't. I didn't know you
Oh,
had a
good.
broken
Oh,
tooth.
bro, like it's gone.
Okay, now it's gone. Oh, now I can
It's
tell.
gone. Like, yeah, yeah, like just gone. Like, yeah. So I'm gonna hit up. Yeah, I can't
The
remember her name now.
dentist.
Very, yeah, nice lady. Yeah, I've given her a lot of money.
She's gotta take some
It
more.
wasn't the Mountain Dew that did it though. It was, and I don't think it was the Ronalds. I'm gonna find something else to blame it on. I'm
Yeah.
vaccinated. It could have been a vax. Yeah, it could be a vax issue.
Yeah. I would blame the vax too. There we go. You and RFK
Yeah.
Jr.
Um. Oh yeah. I went and saw our friends Riley.
Yes.
I saw our friends in
You saw
Saturday. I saw
at
Mitch.
Townies.
And I saw
Yeah.
Tom, like
Yeah.
it was and Connor, our friend Connor,
And
manager for
Connor.
Summer
Yes.
Brews and Riley, and I'll give you a quick rundown. I get there, and I get there before Riley. I want to make sure I was there for for Ryan and Riley, and I go to the merch table, and their merch guy's super cool. He does he runs all their socials and stuff. And he's like, yeah, like
Yeah.
he's like I recognize you.
Of
I'm like, yeah,
course.
I'm sorry, but like super sweet getting to see all them. Their drummer wasn't there. So Connor played drums for them.
Oh, I
It's
love that.
hilarious. It's just like, like Riley, like they're like little twink band, and then it's just like big old Connor's up there, like
Back there just
just
going
right and
away.
like
Yeah.
he killed it. Like they crushed it. Riley should be the biggest band on the planet. Like they should like just so good and just I
I could
can't
see
think.
them maybe blowing up in the same vein as like Saturdays and
That's what,
Hot
like they
Mulligan
should
and stuff.
like they should be. I mean, like yeah, it's not gonna happen in a year, but like they should be. Like if I had to pick like who the next Hot Mulligan or whatever that is, that means like it's fucking Riley. Like they
Yeah,
are
I would say
so
so.
goddamn good. Got to see Ryan and them. Total
Yeah.
sweetheart. Carly Cosgrove are great. The game, their Carly Cosgrove set happened right as the Dodgers were about to win the World Series versus the Jays. And Carly Cosgrove are
Wow.
from Philly, and their bassist, who I will really quickly make
We
sure I
bring
know
up
her name.
Philadelphia so much on
I know
these episodes. It's
it
wild.
happened so much, but she was so sick how she was just Helen, how she was just talking shit back. Like she's like, I don't want the Dodgers to win. Like, and then she's like, it's like if you guys were in
Sounds about
Philly,
right.
like if we were in Philly and someone was talking like this, like we wouldn't let them get away with it, you know? And I'm like, I really like this band even more now, just for the like. I was honestly like a bit
You
of like
invite him
Philly.
on?
Oh, I hit up. So I told Mitch, like, I was like, cause like I saw when Riley was playing, I saw Mitch was like hiding behind the amps. I don't know if you could see it like in our DMs, but like I DM'd him from our account. Like I snuck a photo of him,
Yeah,
and
I
he like
saw that.
2 minutes later, he like sent me one back. And and after the show, like, yeah, he hit me up. He's like, yo, like, cause I had to run because I had to go get Benji. And
Yeah.
he's like, yo, sorry, I couldn't say hi, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Like, and I was like, yo, dude, great time. Tell Carly Cosgrove they gotta come on. He's like, I got you, dude. Like, I got you. So I was like,
Yes.
it's like, all right, that's a Philly band to have on. But yeah,
I
great
would love it.
show. Super, it's very sweet. Obviously Riley and especially Saturdays are already very big bands.
Yes.
But it felt like it's like a sense of like just you're proud of them. You know what I mean? Like I feel
Yeah.
like we're like, you know, like aunts and uncles or these, just like we're
We are aunts and
I'm rooting,
uncles. Let's
I'm
not.
rooting for them. It felt the same way like when I'd go watch like my friends play a show where it's just like I want you guys to do well. I'm so happy to see you guys like fucking killing it right now. You know what I mean? Like it was
I know. And you
like
got merch.
yeah, I'm rarely a merch guy, but I was like no, I'm going to like yeah, like I will wear a Riley blouse. Yes, yes.
Can you stand up and I see the whole like? Cause I
Oh yeah.
want Riley merch, but like, I love that cat. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic.
Right. I was like, yeah, no. Great time. And then yeah, at one point I was walking back from the bathroom. I saw Tom from Townies there. And I'm like, this is
I know I saw that. I was like, damn.
our
They
two
weren't
most
playing
handsome
though.
guests. No, they weren't. No, he's
God.
just there.
Yes, Mitch and Tom, both very
Right.
handsome
Our two most, yeah.
men.
I was like, this is the most fucking God.
Yeah. Are we
Yeah.
ranking like our most handsome guests? Because like
hottest guests. Yeah. Yeah.
then
Well, there
then
is gonna be
Ryland is like underneath there. So
yeah, oh yeah, Ryland is cutie as yeah. Ryland is definitely on there. Yeah, 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 yeah. There's
I
a
think Ryan from Riley is also
damn
cute,
Ryan. Yeah,
but
Ryan is such a cutie. Yeah, just a charming fucking guy.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
that's because I thought he looks like my husband when I first met him, and that's that's awkward.
I went up to like after their set. I went up to Connor. I was like, the Riley boys smoke weed. He's like, yeah, yeah. Well, he's like, me and Ryan do. I was like, here you go. It's like I rolled this for you, buddy. He's like, thank you. It's like, you're in
You're
California. I
welcome.
gotta bring you something. Like I was like, if I had time, I was like, oh, maybe I'll go grab him like some tacos or something like that. I'll bring him some, something good from here, And I was like, oh,
Blunt's fine. Yeah,
yeah, that worked. But
that'll work.
very nice time. Very nice time. I'm gonna go see Kerosene Heights and Sports on Friday.
Oh my
And
gosh.
and our Bryce from Halftime Show is in Thoughts on Bowling, who are the openers on that as well. They're all opening for Trash. Yeah, so excited. Go see Chance, Jay Franklin, Al, Benji, the Kerosene group, Chris and them
Yeah, it'd be
boys in
so great to see
Sports.
them.
I'm gonna Wikipedia the shit out of Magic the Gathering or whatever it is he's into before
Oh
I get
God,
there, so I'm
yes,
ready.
you got
Yeah.
to. Yep, yep. You
But
gotta know the different classes and stuff.
it's a very nice time in the Emo Kids Anonymous camp right now, I think.
I think so too. It's a good time to be here with us on this podcast. Yeah.
I'm so happy. Let's without further ado, let's keep it going.
Let's
These
talk
people
about
are going to be
rock music.
wondering. Yeah, these people are going to be wondering because I'm imagining.
Yeah.
I feel like next Wednesday, yeah, we're going to have a small announcement for you, and then like, yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about
Yeah.
it. Don't worry about it. Maybe we'll just fucking surprise you. Oh, there's gonna be a surprise for someone we know next week. I'll tell you that much. One of our friends
That's
is gonna get a
true.
really nice surprise. I think on Monday. On Monday, our interview that is gonna come out Monday.
One of our friends is
Let
gonna
me
be
just
very
say, yeah,
happy.
a band that is requested 6 to possibly 7 times a day. Honestly, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Very popular. I'm excited.
great
We're
times.
gonna have a
Anyways,
blast.
enough about us. Let's talk about the rest of the world.
Yeah, let's talk about rock music. Rock music. We've talked about on the show before. We've talked a lot about how, we've had episodes where we talked about where guitar heavy music kind of fell out of favor particularly in the 2010s to like 2020, around that time, right? Even like the rock bands that were still trying to make it work weren't even guitar heavy. We could talk about the way Fall Out Boy was not using guitars, half the reason why their lead guitarist, Joe Troman, was not a fan of Mania. Even Panic! At the Disco, you know, because they were still doing records up until 2022. And a lot of that stuff, again,
Just went like
not
so electronic at some
so
point in like
electronic. Yeah. Trying to be pop.
2011, 10, 12.
Yeah.
Is it Skrillex's fault? Is this because of EDM?
I don't know. I think partly it's EDM, but I think it's partly because we were in the good times. We talked about this on some of our other podcasts. We entered this like everyone's kind of happy mode. And so for some reason, guitar heavy music doesn't always, I guess, sync well to that. And there was this rise in the pop music, and hip hop was having a real just
I never thought it would end. I
transformation.
never thought it would end.
Yeah. Like, wait,
I
hip
thought that
hop or
was
rock?
hip hop. I thought that's
Yeah,
just the way it was going to be like from now on. Yeah, super weird. The world's a weird place.
it is a weird
I'm
place.
trying to
It's
grasp it all still. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still the top genre. Like, so I was on what is it? Was it Revolver magazine? No. New York Times did an article, or no, not New York Times, sorry, Rolling Stones did an article, and they talked about rock making a comeback, and they talked about sales and rap and hip hop in terms of like the genre in terms of sales, still the highest, but now rock
Is there not in terms of
is the
sales, in terms of
next.
streams?
Streams, yeah,
Streams.
streams,
I was
yeah, in
gonna
terms
say
of
yeah, because
streams.
yeah, sales. Yeah, probably yeah,
Yeah, in terms of streams, hip hop and rap still number 1,
yeah.
but I think it was for 2024, 1.23 billion for rock, like, so it's the next one, then pop is right below that, which you think when you think about some of the artists that everyone talks about, Taylor Swift, Sabrina Carpenter, that Alex Warren dude, whatever the heck that is,
Never heard it
um,
in my
yeah,
life.
I know, but like Benson Boone, Chappell Roan, you hear these mega stars and you think, oh, well, pop music is still on top. But in reality, while they may hold favor with whatever pop
The
culture
celebrity.
is
Yeah.
talking about internet, the celebrity, underneath that, there are people who are making sure that Yellow Card gets their first number 1 single ever. And this is not even Ocean Avenue, right? We're talking about Better Days, which is wild. Pierce the Veil did what, $23 million on their I Can't Hear You world tour
They did
just for this.
3 nights at the
Yes,
Forum in Inglewood. That's enough people to
exactly.
sell out the football stadium.
Yep. Long Live the Black
Ridiculous.
Parade, 72 million. And they're not even done because they're doing a whole nother set
They're
next
not even
year.
done. They're not even done.
Yeah, they're not even done. 72 million for Long Live the Black Parade for My Chemical Romance. Slayer as well had sold out shows. Slipknot had some amazing shows. System of a Down as well. Disturbed had a great run as well. So you're like a heavy, and
I thought
Linkin
they
Park,
got
even with them.
canceled. Did they just get canceled?
Disturbed, well, over this, like back in 2024, early 2025, they had some great runs. But yeah, because of David's
Yeah.
Jermaine, the lead singer's
Yeah.
comments, he is Jewish, and so some of the
Yeah.
comments and things like that, yeah, what's happening over in the Gaza,
Yeah.
yes,
He
potentially.
signed a bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
Call
not
me
a good
woke,
look.
but not great behavior. Yeah, someone came up to me and were like, "Hey, Rob, will you sign my drone that I'm going to use to strike a village?" I'd be like, "I don't know
No.
if I should get tied up in that, brother. I'll sign your blouse." I would offer something else,
Yeah.
but no, yeah, the just yeah. But yeah, a lot of those are it's a case of like I'm going to sound like fucking not Jim Cramer. What's the money guy on fucking the Twitter? The guy, like the
Jim Cramer is the money guy
no,
who's
there's a
always, like,
different. There's a
yelling.
different. Yeah, no, Jim Cramer's like the stock guy. There's like a fight. It's like where it's like this
Dave
thing where it's like
Ramsey?
Dave Ramsey. Yeah, I'm gonna sound like Dave Ramsey here, where it's like people talk about like our generation like not being able to afford houses and because they bought all the avocado toast and stuff. It's like I remember there's an episode of like King of the Hill when I was a kid, and they asked like Bobby to like make the budget for the family. And it's like you're
Yes.
spending more on CDs than like our entertainment budget is 5%. It's like the amount our generation spends on entertainment now. Like, yes, the shows are more everything, this and that, but it's like I don't think 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds and stuff were going to see shows in the same way, and that's not a bad thing, you know. That's like you're having a good time. That's awesome. You're keeping these industries alive. But like
Yes.
that's got to be a case of that with a lot of, you know, these, especially these legacy, because it's not just in obviously we'll get into it in rock music, how I think the institutions kind of make it so we're in this position where we're not getting the next generation over as much. But like
Yes.
the older generation has always gone to go see their bands. Like, you know, Journey is always doing the amphitheater, you know, they're still selling
Yeah. May
20,000.
not be the original lineup, but
There's no Steve Perry, but like, yeah, it's still gonna sell out. You know, Kiss, Motley Crue, these bands, they all do
Rush
that.
is
And you
doing
know,
something right now. Yeah.
Rush is fucking back. Like, wow, yeah. Shout out Canada. Shout out Neil Peart.
Shout out
Wow. But like, yeah, there's always that, but it's like our I don't, and it's like we're older. Were people back then just saving more money? Like, are we spending more on entertainment than like previous generations were, when you still
I think
factor in
so.
things like the dollar, like the value of the dollar
Yeah.
changing and things like we have to be,
I mean,
right?
what? Yeah. Even though they could only buy physical media, we have the
That's true.
streaming
Like we're not
services.
spending
We
money
have,
on CDs. Yeah.
yeah. And now they are, for example, our friend Zach, Trophy Case Kid on Never Phase Network, if you guys aren't familiar, had just sent right before we started the show. And I was like, excellent. We could talk about this on this episode.
What did he send? I
He
didn't see
talked,
it.
so he sent a article about From Under the Cork Tree. So Fall Out Boy came out with a limited edition, three three LP vinyl, and then I think also with the CD as well, of a deluxe edition of From Under the Cork Tree to celebrate 20 year. And it just came out, and it's the first 2 decades after its release. The article said that From Under the Cork Tree appears for the first time on the top alternative albums chart at number 24. So it's an album that came out 20 years ago, re-released. I have my own issues about this re-release and what they decided to include and not include. That's another story.
No,
But
no. Issue away.
yeah.
What is your issue? What is your issue with the Cork Tree re-release, Amanda?
Oh, so my big issue with the re-release is that they are missing a lot of core songs, like a lot of the extra, like deluxe tracks that you got from like the deluxe edition of From Under the Cork Tree, like uh 7 minutes in heaven, snitches and talkers get stitches and walkers,
A favorite of our friend
and
Becca.
they're missing that stuff, so they're not there. Unlike Takes to Your Grave, they did the 20th for that, and they were like some unreleased demos they put on it, like Jackass, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. Or Jackass, I don't really know how you pronounce it, but they had nothing like that. And we know there are demos
There's something,
from
yeah.
this. There's Hand of God is one of them. There's like, there are things that I would love to have seen like that were unreleased that are floating around on YouTube. They could have put on this album. They didn't. What instead we've got are different versions, live versions, alternative versions of like Sugar, Dance Dance, like, I don't want that. I wanted the unreleased stuff. Give us something
Yeah, because
to
at that
like
point, that's very
savor.
much that's fan service. Like, yeah, that's for your.
Yeah, this
They
is
didn't.
cash grabbing like what they
Yeah,
did.
cash grab, but do it Taylor version way almost, where it's like, yeah, like
Yes.
where you're really giving them, like giving something they can sink into. Don't just be like, oh, here's an old acoustic version that we recorded at a radio
Yes.
station, and like a live version from, you know, like
Yeah.
live in Japan, and then the demo of Dance Dance, like or even like what's the lyric process like? I mean, obviously, because I know Patrick's going through like Pete's, like, you know, like diaries and things like that, like putting things together. Like
Yes.
there's got to be at some, like, you know, versions where the lyrics are like way altered, like, you know, maybe he used
Yeah.
different like things like shit like that would have been cool to, you know, even if it's like they just went back in like the stems, it could find like, oh, when we
It
originally
would have
did
been
the
really
vocals,
cool.
like things like that would have been cool, but like I don't know.
Yeah, it didn't do that. And like with the From Under the Cork Tree album, what I loved about that 20th anniversary is they made it a coffee table book. Now, am I using it as a no, I'm not using it as, but it had like this history of Fall Out Boy. And it would have been cool to have something around that with the deluxe vinyl. I do have the vinyl. It is a 3-box set. It did come with some cool stuff, a note from Pete Wentz.
Ooh.
a AAA like authentication like sticker to let me know that this is like, a legit thing. It came with a poster of their Black Clouds and Underdogs tour, which is cool because it has the date where I met them for the first time ever on it in Hershey, Pennsylvania in 2006. I was like, oh, I'm going to put this poster up. But I guess it just felt like it was missing something. But there's probably a good reason why that's not sold out on their website either.
Yeah, it didn't sell out 'cause
Unlike
I was gonna
Panic,
say, like, I
yeah.
feel like it's a situation where they only need to do so much too because, like, it's gonna sell out so fast, but obviously it's not.
Yeah, I have it's still available to purchase, so they haven't really sold out at well, unlike, Takes Your Grave sold out like that. The Blue Foley for 15 years of Foley sold out like that, and this one, which is their,
Which is weird because
you
it's the
know
most popular album.
yeah, with all the most popular singles, I mean, minus Centuries.
Is it the most is it the most century is it the most popular album with, like, the, like, hardcore fans, though? I mean, that's
No,
obviously
that's
Take
Take
This
This
to Your
that's
Grave,
Fifth
and
to
then
Your yeah,
Folie à
that's
Deux,
Take
I
Two to
imagine
Grave.
a lot of fans feel like a revisionist history guilt almost over, where it's like,
Yes,
"We
they
were being
do.
haters at the time. You guys didn't appreciate
Yes.
Tiffany Blues at the time, and now you do, and you feel bad about it." Like,
Yes, but From Under the Cork Tree is one of the it's always in everyone's top 3. Like,
yeah,
there's even especially for those who don't acknowledge anything past Foley, they
yeah.
put Front of the Cork Tree in their top 3. Yeah, so it's a shame to see that it didn't I mean, it still did great according to this article, because it's including, the physical sales, right? It still did great, landed 24 on the chart, alternative rock chart. Great, excellent. But that was my only qualms about the release of that 20th anniversary CD and vinyl
That
set.
was good. I thought that was important we get that because I don't think
Thank you.
we haven't talked enough about yeah, we should do a full episode on that band, maybe even a full episode on that album.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something?
Yeah, with that
I don't know what else I
yeah.
could really possibly pull from the teat of that From Under the Cork Tree
Yeah, I don't
album,
know.
but
Yeah,
I'll
I don't know
try.
I don't know if you have much to say, but I don't know. Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
something,
just an
I'm
idea.
sure.
Just an idea. Yeah.
Just an yeah. Well, we'll mull it over. But yeah, so you see like Fall Out Boy entering the top 24 of the top alternative charts. So you're seeing all these bands, Turnstile, Sleep. Now there's Turnstile, Sleep Token are, arguably newer bands, right? But even they are selling out. They are doing numbers
Turnstile
on the
popping
streams.
off. Yeah, like
Yeah,
they're
they're
they're not that
selling
new,
records
but
like
like in terms
insanely.
of like breaking through, like yeah, very new. Because obviously,
Yeah.
yeah, we don't need any weirdo coming in here and being like, "Hey, Turnstile has been around since like 2011, bro."
Yeah, but
In terms of notoriety, in terms of like that level of fame, we're talking like 2021 onward, 2022 or whatever
yes.
there. So where it's like they're at this like, yeah, like they're doing massive fucking venues. Like they're doing big, big, big shows. And it's like, I mean, even I think recently it was Haley Williams and Jack Antonoff where they were like, yeah, like hardcore runs the industry right now. Like those guys are on
Yeah.
top of, and
No,
they
they are.
fucking are. Yeah.
Yeah. Same with like Sleep Token, even though their gimmick, I mean, it's
Yeah,
working for 'em.
even
Like,
though it's fucking whack, like it's yeah, it's a step in the right direction, you know?
yeah, it is because we're
Is
seeing
yeah. Yeah,
now. I hope all this translates next year in the Grammys when we start seeing who gets
it
nominated
won't.
for. It won't, I know,
It won't. Yeah,
because
I know.
well, I mean, who's create what? Well, I say that, but then they're like, what older bands are coming out with new music? All of them. That's
They
another
all do,
thing.
yeah.
We're seeing all these new, like, yeah, we saw Blink and Green Day come out with newer albums a couple years ago, to great success, right? But now we're seeing other bands from at least our third wave emo scene are coming out with new albums, right? You're seeing people like Rise Against coming out with new stuff. Mayday Parade is coming out with new stuff. Um, you're seeing all these bands that are starting to release new music now, which is actually netting netting a profit for these guys,
Yeah.
right? In addition to that, the touring, and it's not just When We Were Young festivals anymore for these folks. It's like I think our friend, I mean, he's like halfway a friend. The Guns show. He kind of did a TikTok on it's no
Is
longer
the gun show a
nostalgia.
friend of ours?
I don't know. We talk on shout out the Guns. We
Oh,
talk on
shit.
on Instagram sometimes,
Oh, damn.
me and him. Yeah,
I didn't know
we
that.
DM back
Fuck.
and forth.
He is a friend of ours then. Yeah, we're claiming that.
Yeah, we're claiming it. He's a
Shout
cool
out
dude.
Gums. Yeah, no, he's been around
Yes.
forever. Damn. I
Yeah.
didn't
Oh,
know.
I know. Yeah, he, like, interviewed all these bands when he
Yeah, no, I
was a
remember him from
youngin'.
like since Absolute Punk and stuff like that. Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was I didn't realize he was Emo Kid affiliated.
Yeah, he is now.
Yeah, he is.
So, he had
Sorry.
made a TikTok saying, like, "Rock is no longer can we stop saying nostalgia because no longer nostalgia is here to stay." And it's true because while these bands are showing up at When We're Young, which is a nostalgia bait festival, that's the whole idea behind it. But now they're showing up at festivals that are also putting out current artists.
Yes.
They're playing alongside Sleep Token, Bad Omens at like a Louder Than Life, Sonic Temple, Welcome to Rockville, right? They're at smaller festivals as well. They're all touring themselves also, and they're selling out their shows. They're making a profit that they haven't probably seen in like 10 years or so.
And I think like a lot of these bands that are bigger than newer ones are bands
Yep,
that like I personally, you know, not for me, but like it's like an important pipeline thing here where we need any
it is.
sort of these bands to be bigger. Like in 1999, I'm 9 years old. I'm getting into like Limp Bizkit. Like I'm sure 36-year-old version of me at the time would have thought that was lame too. But that Limp Bizkit leads me into this, leads me into that, leads me into this. Like you need to get the motherfuckers into the pipeline. You need to get them into the rock music pipeline to begin with. So yes, maybe they like Pierce the Veil because they see a TikTok video and then they go to a festival and yeah, they like Pierce the Veil and Bring Me the Horizon and Bad Omens and fucking whatever like that.
Yep,
And then they go to a festival and Origami Angel is the 2 p.m. act on that main stage for some, and they're like, oh, this is fucking
yeah,
tight. And then somehow they wander their way into like, oh, I looked them up. Oh, they're signed to this counterintuitive label, whatever. People just click on shit on their phone. Who's Combat? Who's Riley? Who's this? Who's, you know what I mean? Like
yep,
that's all it, like as when I was young, and that's really what it comes down to is like getting like the younger people. Like our
yes,
job is to kind of like get the older people, but that's because like I don't think the kids would want to listen to us. We're too old for them. Like I don't think there's any 16-year-old listening to
yeah,
this. And if there is, I just want to make it clear, like we don't know them personally or anything like that. Like, yeah, you know,
yes.
yeah, this ain't, yeah. We might have grew up in that era, but yeah, we're not in those
We ain't
bands.
about that
Yeah,
life.
yeah,
Yeah,
but like these younger, yeah, they're getting more popular and like things like social media which we talk about, like these songs start trending, but it is very much leaning more this way. For there was like a good decade there was very hip-hop dominated. Everything was hip-hop. Rappers were the
it's
new
true.
rock stars. Like is
Yeah.
it, I don't know, is it
Fall Out Boy had to make sure
MGMT?
they put him on there, like, a Wiz
Yeah,
Khalifa had to show up on Burna
yeah,
Boy, like, they put them all on
yeah,
their albums to try to stay relevant.
yeah. And it's like at some point, like these festivals are doing well. And that's a good pipeline for people to see these bands. But there's already a barrier of entry here, and that barrier of entry is your $150 to $550 ticket to get into the fucking
Yes.
festival in the first place. So you need to be interested in order to get there.
Yep.
In the meantime, the like institutions, the powers that be, who I think it's responsible to get this music in front of you, is doing a poor job. Like we just had in LA here, they just announced the our Almost Acoustic K-Rock the Radio Festival, and
Yeah.
the lineup is unreal. It's like the best lineup I've ever seen and the worst lineup I've ever seen. But with the exception of like the Paradox and Wet Leg, it is all 20-year-old bands. It's Evanescence, All American Rejects,
Oh,
Social
yeah.
Distortion, Rise Against, Papa Roach, Yellow Card. Like it's all very older. And like, yeah, the idea of the radio mattering seems silly right now, but like these things all kind of go into each other. There's still some establishment money in that world where, yeah, like
There always will,
you
yeah.
got to kind of play that game. So you start playing these festivals because those are bigger with the normies. And at the end of the day, the normies, that's a larger chunk of, music
Yeah, it
fans. So
is.
it's like you don't have, like when we did our social media episode, someone in the comments was like, what are you guys talking about? Like there was Tumblr and Last FM and all these things. I'm like,
Yeah.
like your coworkers don't know what those things are. Like they think those are
Yeah.
dating apps. Like your cousins, like they don't. If you're not like a deep ball knower, like you don't, like, yes, there
Not
is always
everyone
great.
was on Tumblr. Yeah.
Yeah, like there's great stuff everywhere, but you need to find it. And like something like the radio is very simple because it still plays places. It still plays in people's cars and
And that's
Ubers and
how
things like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's how streaming is. Everyone has access to it, and so it's about the streamers putting things in front of you, and of course, your algorithm is going to also play a part in that. But what I have noticed, as long as it's not AI stuff, I have noticed that, because of the things I'm interested in,
It
Spotify
does
is
pretty
good
well.
at it does pretty well recommending, like,
Yeah.
newer bands or bands that I've not heard of, and because I listen to X, Y, and Z, right? It starts introducing me to new things. So that's where streaming has been helpful for, I think, a lot of this as well as social media. But, like, that's our bands like Hot Mulligan. So their new album that just came out, right? It is number 9 on the top vinyl albums,
Mhm.
which is insane. 39 on the top rock albums, 27 on the top alternative albums. So if you think about that, that's the sound of madness, the sound a body makes when it's still, by the way.
Mhm.
And Hot Mulligan, we talk about them on the show a lot. They're like one of those emo bands that has kind of broken through in
I'd
this
say they're the
generation.
Taking Back Sunday of this generation, maybe,
Yes.
like
Yeah, I would say so. And they've gotten a chance to tour with, well, Fall Out Boy, because that's the first time I ever heard them. So they're getting in front of older people like myself who would never have probably listened to them otherwise.
I think they're
And
like the
then
de
younger
facto, like
kids.
if you're not super deep into like, like searching out these bands, like you still
Yes,
know Hot Mulligan. Like Hot
you
Mulligan
do.
has crossed that line. I think
It
they can
does.
still cross it further
I think
to
so
some
too.
degree, and I don't know how much of that is on them or luck or what it is, but it's like they're a band that like are, I think, still only getting bigger, and it's like it's good to see.
Yeah.
Like they're doing a tour now where they're playing, larger, capacity like halls and the like, and they seem to be selling
Yep.
out. Obviously, it's a good lineup. They have like Arm's Length and like Anxious, and I think like Drug Church
Yeah, I
or
got to
someone
see
like
Arms Length perform. They were good.
that's another one as well. Arm's Length is another one that I think
Yep.
is their same thing, like very big. It's just a matter of like to truly cross over, like not even like it's not even crossover. It's not even like, oh, which of these bands is going to be the new Fall Out Boy or Blink or whatever, because that's not going to happen for anything or anyone ever again. Let's imagine. So it's like, how do these bands get in a position to really get as close to that as possible, though? Like the Spotify, the playlists
Yeah.
help a lot. The curated playlist, the just your suggested helps a lot. You know what I mean? But like, is there any sort
I
of like powers that be that decide these things anymore,
I don't know. I think a lot of it, in terms of popularity, really has been left up to us in a way. And I think
Mhm.
that's thanks to the idea of streaming and also social media, right? It kind of democratized everything where labels can't, they can do so much to push a artist your way, but at the same time, it really depends on who you're interacting with on social media, who you're interacting with on Spotify, what you're interacting with, and then that's going to feed into what you're going to be able to discover on those services. And, in that article from Rolling Stone, they're talking about, you know, rock, how the streaming platforms, it helps them be instantly discovered. And then, of course, the rock bands are able to put on like more immersive shows, particularly the bigger bands like Bring Me the Horizon, for example, and like Megadeth, things like that. They could put on bigger shows, more immersive shows, and the release strategy. And I know we've talked about release strategies because no one just drops an album anymore, right? They drop like a little bit of this, like
Do you
one
remember that
song here,
sick there
one
was, like, a
song
sick
here.
moment, like, 10 years ago where surprise albums were just the
Oh yeah,
thing,
Beyonce and Taylor did it all the time.
right? Like, it's just like, "Surprise, I have an album
Demi
coming out at
Lovato just did it.
midnight." Yeah.
Demi Lovato just dropped an album on Friday. I was like, "Oh shit."
That was it's tough. That's a tough spot. It's one thing for a major established band to do that, obviously, because, like, they can have, like, a full 6-month thing planned out where it's like, yeah, we did a surprise drop, but we also had the videos booked and the tour, and we're already a big enough band that it's gonna, this and that. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, this release strategy of like the single,
Piecemeal, yeah.
it's a weird thing where it's like, I don't know how it depends how you consume music, I guess. Because to me, in my head, I'm like, oh, it's difficult to really like latch onto an artist. Like if I go to an artist and like there's nothing under their albums category, and it's just like singles and EPs. Like I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
well, like an album to me is like a thing I can actually like. It's like I'm getting to know you, really sink my teeth into it, as opposed to like 6 singles. They can kind of be all over the place, but like analytically, what I'm saying is fucking dumb, you know?
I mean,
Like,
because honestly, the way people's listening habits are, it's not linear anymore. People aren't listening to albums straight through because of streaming. I think you're seeing people going from one song to the next. I think, oh, speaking of that, I had saved it. Hold on. Pierce the Veil. Speaking of Pierce the Veil, another thing that happened. Um, they just So Far So Fake has become, hold on, what happened to So Far So Fake? Which of course, be thanks to social
yeah,
media, it's
we're gonna
trending
be
on
dropping that
TikTok, just
ass.
like
Yeah.
King for a Day. Yeah, everyone's dropping that ass
Yeah, we
to
dropped
Pierce
that
the
ass.
Veil.
Yeah.
I was like, I like that song before it came out on before it
Yeah.
did that. It's number one. It's number one on alt rock radio. So Far So Fake is number one on alt rock radio right now. They just posted that today.
Good
And that's
job,
for their and
Vic
that's their new
Fuentes.
stuff too. Yeah, good job, Vic. And that's from their new album too, which is awesome. From their 2023 album. It's not King for a Day. It's not from
No,
Fly with the Sky,
no,
which is everyone always, yeah.
it's a track from, yeah, the what is
Yeah.
that, the Jaws of Life?
Jaws of Life, yeah.
Mm.
So you're seeing these new bands now, these older bands like them, Yellow Card, who are able to put out number one songs in 2025. And then I think you're just starting to see because of like, and then talking about TikTok. So you talk about So Far So Fake trending, King for a Day with these trends, right? Because rock music, I think people forget that rock music is a really cool background. Like it makes for a really cool scenes. It
It's
sets
the
scenes.
coolest
There's a
fucking
reason
thing in the
why,
world, yeah.
yeah, it's a reason guitar heavy music
Yeah.
evokes so much emotion to me, more so than just someone crooning all the time.
Yeah.
Like the guitars are screaming as much as the person is screaming. Like when you get a good guitar player, a good drummer, that stuff is going to make you feel as much as freaking
Hell yeah.
Michael Bublé just like belting
Yeah.
out, right? It's like you have to have all the components. And so when you have someone with a band with all the components, it's amazing. And that music is what's fueling your soundtracks. It's fueling your TV shows. I mean, it's fueling the background music for your TikToks. And that's why people are gravitating towards it more. Book Talk, no one should ever tell Book Talk they're not part of like feeding what's popular, because Book Talk has helped make things like Sleep Token very
They're
popular
horned up over
because
there, huh? I thought it was
they're
just
so horned
I
up.
thought Book Talk was literally just TikToks about books.
It is, but like certain books. I mean, we're talking about there are obviously ones about pure romance books and meet cutes. Then there's like the
But
dark
they're
ones, and
all
that's
they're
the
I
stuff.
thought it was like Killing Mockingbirds and like Goosebumps and like books like that,
No,
you know, like literature. No, like no
no,
smut
no.
novels.
It's
Yeah.
and not even just smut. I mean, like I've read some of these books, guys, and it is not
Graphic.
safe for work. Grape, borderline grape in a lot of situations. I don't know if this is good boy behavior at all, but people are like into it. And and then they translate it over to like, all right, so Harry Potter has the Death Eaters. We've talked about this before just amongst friends, but like when Universal Studios does their Hollywood Horror Nights and they bring the Death Eaters out, evil they bring them out anyways, and people start using the songs from like Sleep Token against these masked men, making it very sexual. You're onto something. You know you're onto something when this
Yeah.
happens, and it's not sex. That's not sexy in the books. The Death Eaters are evil, bad people. I mean, or misinformed, whatever you want to say. They're
Or
just not great
misinformed.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
easily
They
seduced by the dark side.
don't make the Death Eaters flee to Argentina. They were just following orders, you know?
Yeah,
Job's a
yeah,
job. Ice
job's a
of the
job.
English wizard world.
Yes, the ice the English of the world. But they're not sexy in the books, but they're sexy when you put them in the background of a Sleep Token song, and it
Grape
makes you
is
feel
not,
something.
yeah. Call me woke, but grape is not good boy behavior. And guys, I
Borderline.
don't know if you should be reading about it.
I don't know. I mean, it's the consent is very murky in some of those books. I'll just put it that way. I'll just say that. I don't know
Consent,
about them.
it's like the Gulf of America over there.
It is.
It's
But
greasy
that
and murky.
But all that stuff plays a big part in why we're seeing a resurgence in this rock music. Because what these people are doing is that song. I really like that song. I'm gonna go listen to it on Spotify, and then that's going to lead them to listening to more Sleep Token, maybe throw on some Bad Omens, maybe throwing on Bring Me the Horizon. They're gonna start listening to all that stuff, and then it's going to lead to that path. And then same thing with like Pierce the Veil, um, and then because of social media, because our generation has zero shame, apparently, and we're so cringe, according to Gen Z. We're throwing
You are.
ourselves out there, our music, and so you're seeing a younger generation gravitating towards older artists. Now we have to get them to listen to newer artists, but you are seeing that because eventually, like Hot Mulligan is rising, Saturday's at Your Place, but that's because we're starting to they see like Fall Out Boy, My Chemical Romance, Panic! At the Disco on TikTok, on Instagram, and now they're gravitating towards it as well. They're discovering it on social media sites, which is leading them down that path to other bands. And then you look at the festivals are helping a lot with this too because they're bringing newer artists in, and Warped Tour coming back, I think, is going to be huge for our scene in particular in showcasing newer artists. Like I don't think Saturdays at Your Place they're big, and I think they would have been successful, but I think
I
getting
think the
a
Warped Tour
spot on Warped Tour
and being
helped.
early on it too,
Yes.
like very early to like I that's yeah, I think that
Yeah,
helped a lot, and
because they sold out on all those dates. I mean, we have
it
one
was
coming up in
full.
2 weeks, the Orlando one, yeah.
Yeah, I saw Saturdays, and that was their third time in LA, and they're playing the region. It's a pretty big, like I've seen
Yeah,
the Menzingers there, and it was damn near
yes,
sold out. And it's like, yeah, like that's yes, they're gonna do well regardless. There's
yes, I
another
think they're gonna do well.
pretty important set of you know, talking about the combination of these social media and these institutions we're talking about. Uh dare I say maybe the most important people in this conversation, me and you and people that do what we do.
That's true, yes, 100%.
Yeah, half joking, but also half serious, where it's like if you are making content on any sort of level, no matter how big or small the platform is, it's like, there's a cycle of life. And if the scene has given something to you, you should give something back. And I
Yeah.
think not to, there's a lot of, this is a full on, like, I'm having like a Kanye manic episode this episode. I feel like there's a lot of braggadocio, but like what we do, if there was like 20 others of what we like in these, but like what, obviously we're not the only fucking people doing this. You know what I mean? There's tons of
No,
shows
yeah,
and internet personal, but like the more of them that aren't just like the way I look at it is like I will post online about um older bands all the time. You know what I mean? Like, sure,
yeah,
I post about the Gaslight Anthem today and 90s bands and fucking Bruce Springsteen, but then I try to look at it like, okay, I have your trust. We like similar things. Now let me show you this band or that band, guide you to this, like, and it's like is the same thing when you'd watch MTV. Like when things are kind of grouped up, you kind of see them at a certain level. It's one thing to see a random band slide in your
yep,
DMs on MySpace or Twitter. It's another thing to see them on MTV or whatever the modern equivalents are. And it's kind of thing where it's like, okay, these are on similar levels. There's a lot of it's easy because as a content creator, the money and the views and all this shit is in whatever's most popular. So it's very easy. We have a friend of ours that, a friend, and like he posts like about like certain bands that are like a little more controversial, and like there's been a few people that like he's
yes,
responded to where they're like, why are you always talking about Ron Rathke and stuff like that? And he's like, that's what gets the reaction, like, and that's my job here. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like it is what it is. And like there was a while I think in rock music where there's only a handful of people that are getting any sort of that attention,
and
and that
recognition, yeah,
attention seems to be evening out. Like, yes, Ronald Rathke and the shit. Like, like guys like that, they still exist. There's still, Ollie Sykes. I mean, obviously we see it ourselves.
yeah,
We're like, we posted clip. If we talk about Pete Wentz or Pat, I'm naming everyone except the guy in the actual band, Brendan Urie and Ryan Ross, like those videos
yes,
are investing in those old ones, but it's like, they're coming around on the newer stuff as well. I see it a lot, even with
yes,
people that are listening to the show, like friends of ours, friends of the show, like who
yeah,
like third wave, at their heart, elder emo to the core. And it's like, oh, I could tell how much they like this or that. So now I'm listening to it too, be it
yep,
Winona Fighter or Daisy Grenade or Combat or Kerosene Heights, and it's like, okay, now these are filtering out. Um, I've done a lot of work with different labels, and one in particular was like a country label. And they're just having trouble really like promoting the rock acts because in the world of every genre is different. In the world of country, you can very much put an artist on the radio, put them in the right shows in the right
Yep.
slots, and you can prop them up and people will be loyal. That's not, it's almost
It's
like not
country
even a knock.
music.
It's
Yeah.
honestly maybe an impressive thing. Cause I remember having a conversation with um a family friend, her name is Alina, and she was assistant to Gwen, and then she became an assistant to Faith Hill and Tim McGraw. And she was like,
Oh,
it's so much
wow.
easier in country because country fans are the most loyal fans. If you are playing, they
They
will
are.
go. If you they are open to the song on the radio. With rock music, especially like alternative genres of rock, we are not as in, like even in our friend group, like I'm the same fucking
Yes.
way. But Lisa, like she'll tell you, she'll be like, if someone tells me to listen to something too much, I'm not going to listen to it. I'm the same way. A lot of us are, kind of thing, you know. So you need to kind of like
Yes.
subtly like nudge people and just put it in front of them
Yep.
in a you know in an organic way, which is how we see certain bands doing really well on social media because they do it organically. It's not someone force feeding it. You think they're cool. You think you found something. That's a thing too. Like in alternative music, there's like a certain individuality.
Idea.
It's
Like,
those,
yes.
yeah, and it's like it's cool to be able to find something before other people find it. You don't want to be like the
It's the
last. You
mindset.
know, if you heard of this
Yeah.
band, the Black Parade song. You know, like you want to be like, well, I was a fan since Bullets. You know, like Take This to Your Grave is the best record. Oh, you like Centuries? You heard them on Big Hero 6. You know, like
Yeah.
that's how rock music fans are. And I think social media and the way things are working are kind of catering in a way to where these things are easier. We're seeing these bands grow more and more. Like even just the bands we've
Yes.
had on the show, like you go look at, they talk about Excellency Fest or Fochella or
Yep.
these things like these shows are very big. These guys are playing the same venues that a lot of these, they're selling at the same venue
Yeah.
that Mayday Parade is playing. And it's just a matter
Yes.
of getting them the right amount of attention from the right, not even the right people, but the right collection of people, the right,
Yes. The right collection of
like
people.
the
Yes.
whatever, because like there's no more like establishment or power, like, oh, Clear Channel and
Yeah.
iHeartRadio can just, that doesn't really exist. It's kind of just loose few thousand people, or something like that, maybe,
Yeah.
and it's like everyone kind of just,
But even then, with that stuff, they only cater to a few, the ones that really popped off. If you think about indie rock, like even back then, there was the Strokes, the
Mhm.
Hives, right? They all got a lot of play. But I'm sure there's other bands that people would mention that didn't really see a lot of airplay or, just love from the radio stations as much as just that select few.
Absolutely, yeah, and
Whoever.
it's
Yeah.
not a lot of that. I think back then was a lot more label stuff at play too.
Yes,
And that was late, like even as recent as like 2005, there's the big like Sony Paola
no, that's
scandal
true.
where like, Good Charlotte and all these bands are, I mean, the bands didn't do anything, but the labels were spending money out the ass to get these songs played. These labels are
Now it's
not
different.
spending
Yeah.
money out the ass to do it because there's not money in it the same way.
Nope.
They're not doing that. So you're not getting that opportunity. If they're going to put money behind someone like that, it's going to be fucking Doechii or Benson or something like that, or
Exact Oh, yeah, yeah. Whoever's popping off, and I think that has a lot to do with what's
Somber.
trending on right, yeah,
Yeah.
somber. Who is that?
A
Okay,
Slender Man ass motherfucker, I don't
I
know.
know, I was like, "Oh god," he performed on SNL, I think, and I was like, "I don't know who this is." Um, but I think that's another place that social media has in helping rock music because when things are going viral, they're getting noticed. Like, I'm just a kid, Simple Plan. Simple Plan's probably had the best like, the last 2 years of their lives have probably
They do
been the
very
best
well.
for them. Like, it's insane. Like, they've been their own tour, helping out on other people's tours, festivals, putting out new music, syncing up with, like, Avril Lavigne, they've just been all over the place, but that I'm just a kid, that was a trend on TikTok, a huge trend that everyone was doing. And again, rock music. Like, it's and, like, of course, Benson Boone's trended on TikTok, Doechii's trended on TikTok, all those pop artists and stuff have trended too, and that's kind of how what helped them all become
Yeah.
famous, right?
It's very, very important now. That's the
Yeah,
new TRL or whatever.
it
And
is.
it is also just there's a lot of like weird societal aspects in it. So like to tie it into like you mentioned like hip hop.
Yes,
This last week there was no hip hop songs in like the top 40 for the first time in like decades. And it's
that's
like
wild.
hip hop kind of has like the same thing because there was a while there where it's like I'm like a 30% the way in tuned into hip hop. Like I follow it closer
You are
than you would
probably more than I
think,
say.
but
Yeah.
like not that deep, but like deep enough where it's like I would know what's going on. And like I feel like it's hit a point over the past few years, which is the same thing rock music had. And I feel like it's like upper echelon of pop music. It happens the same thing where it's like the
Yeah.
old guard stays famous. Like you think, what is the biggest rap issue of the last however many years? It's Drake Kendrick. Like that is
Okay,
eating up
yeah.
the
But how
fucking
long has
world.
that been going on?
And
Yeah.
how long have they been famous for? Like you compare it to like a Pac and Biggie. Pac and Biggie were like a couple years into their establishing their careers. They were very fresh. They were youth. Drake has been a fucking megastar for 15 years. Kendrick almost
Yeah.
as long as that. Like, you know, let's say 10 for Kendrick, 15 for, like, yeah, 11 or 12 for Kendrick, let's say, and 15 for Drake, where they're like these massive stars. And it's like, it's the same thing as Taylor Swift, where it's like, these are artists for millennials kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, Kendrick just played the Super Bowl. Like, that's amazing. But like, that's the job they give The Who and Tom Petty and Rihanna, you know, like
Yeah.
these, you know, like it's, whereas
Bad
like
Bunny's probably, I feel like, the newest they're gonna have, like,
that,
in terms of
yeah.
people coming
And
on.
Bunny kills it. And like I don't know if there's a lot of the rappers like that over the past few, like let's say 5, 6, 7, like since like the emo rap guys were fucking tight, but a lot of the stuff since then, like the biggest rap stars, like I don't know, like in terms of like star, like a Cardi B
Yeah, I mean, they're
who has like
female
one album
rappers.
from
If
6, 7 years ago. Yeah, like Ice Spice was
yeah,
very big, but I don't think like
Megan Thee Stallion, I mean, she did some numbers for a while,
yeah.
but not everyone. There wasn't like an influx of these newer rappers that have coming in and taking over. And I was looking at, like, while you were talking, I was looking at my top songs USA chart for Spotify. And besides most of it being Taylor Swift and K-pop Demon Hunters,
Do
um,
you like that K-pop
yeah,
Demon Hunter?
I do. My daughter really loves K-pop Demon Hunters.
I haven't heard it yet.
So much
Yeah.
so that's what she was for Halloween. But like then you get like Sweater Weather from The Neighborhood. Why is that popping off? Because The Neighborhood's coming back, I think. So now they're, which I do love that song. I'm
Isn't their
sorry.
drummer a
Um,
molester?
maybe,
He's a molester.
possibly.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
he still in the
Yeah.
band?
Yeah. They brought him
I
back. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. I love that. That's damn it.
That's great.
Iris from
Yeah.
the Goo Goo Dolls is in there. Creep from Radiohead. Like, then a lot of Sabrina Carpenter. But yeah, like the top 40, there is no rap. And usually there is, which is wild to see.
I think a lot of it's like, it's just, there's, and a lot of the rappers like that are bit, a lot of it is like, it's not the substance of the song. And, you know, in the 20, there was so many
No.
like you're talking about like a top 40 chart, like there's a crossover that has to happen there. Like, yes, like hip hop heads will, if this is a clip, they'll jump in and tell you about all these rap, but it's like, for a while there, like certain songs were just crossing over. Like everybody heard Bad and Bougie. Everybody
Oh,
heard
yes.
fucking Black Beatles, fucking Hotline Bling,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, all right, you know, can you know, like obviously recently, I mean, you know, not like us, but like before, you know, like Bodak Yellow, Old
WAP
Town
was a
Road.
very popular song
Yeah, like
for a while there.
these were very big, like they crossed over into the normal world, and it's like I don't know, like I think more like what is crossing over into the normal world right now? Like what is work? Like there was a few years there very recently where country was the biggest, like the biggest
It
genre.
was. Yeah, they were
Like
doing some numbers in the
touring wise, I mean,
2010s.
we
Yeah.
have there's a forget podcasting. The markets for white guys seems to be country music because there's like literally like 8 white guys like under the age of 35 touring fucking stadiums. Like, and it's not just
Yes.
Morgan, like Luke Bryan does it. Like who,
Yep.
or not Luke Bryan, fuck. What's the other one?
Zach,
Zach Bryan, yeah.
Zach
Fuck Luke
Bryan.
Bryan.
Yeah.
Zach Bryan Oh, problem. Oh, listen, if
Luke Bryan's not young anymore. He's
yeah,
like in
Luke
his
Bryan's a
40s.
fucking dork. No, Zach Bryan, but like Zach Bryan, like, and there's like he does literal stadiums. Luke Combs, that's who I was making. Luke Combs does
Oh, Luke
literal
Combs.
stadiums. Post Malone, who is a country artist now, same thing. Like
Chris Stapleton.
Chris
Yeah.
Stapleton, the jelly roll. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
guys legitimately do football stadiums. You know, and it, like that
Yes.
because there is like I think something extra latch onto with those people, you know, as well. Like there, it's the same thing where it's like easy, you know, there's a connection. I think hip hop and country where they have a major advantage over like because like guitars are coming back and our world is doing better than ever. But one of the major things
Yes.
that holds it up is like those things are just like so much easier to make in a way.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
like
Oh,
like
pop
I mean
music? Oh,
pop
100%. Yeah.
music and hip hop. I mean, not only just not so much with country music in terms of barrier of entry, but like literally, yeah, recording hip hop, recording pop music. That's a lot easier than recording like you can't garage band up a drum set and make it sound great. You
I
can do it a
mean,
lot better
yeah.
now. It's getting way
You
better
could
now, but
try.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not that. Yeah, there's you have to. Yeah, there's a reason. Yeah, guys like Billy Menino and these, you know, and Neil Avron and Will Yip,
Yeah.
whoever, you
They're
know,
still
like
doing their
they're yeah,
thing. Yeah.
but like with country same thing with country music where like a lot of those songs are written they're written in groups they're you know it's 9 to 5
Yeah.
brill building there's professional musicians playing on the records there's solo artists they're bringing in studio guys it's a lot different than four guys writing out an album together so these
Yep.
country artists and hip-hop artists like major ones and pop artists as well are putting out albums with 30 fucking songs and it's gaming the system like a motherfucker. Like Morgan Wallen, I think is the last album. There's like 36 songs. That's insane. That's a
That's
triple disc. That's a
insane.
3 disc. See, that's Sandinista. That's fucking Uno Dos Trace. Like that's not an
Yeah.
album. That's gaming the system. So the entire chart will be you.
That's what it looks like right now for Taylor Swift. The
Well, I was gonna
entire chart
say,
is
and
Taylor
I'll give that to
Swift.
Taylor. Is this time around she seems to be doing that less than she has previously. Like you know,
Oh
like
God, Tortured Poets Department. Yeah,
yeah,
when that came
that was
out.
that's why I didn't care for it's like you want me to sit here and listen to fucking 40, you know, like 20 something so
40,
like that's
yeah.
it's tough. Like our attention spans are shorter, but it's more so just like they're just like throwing everything they can at the wall kind of thing, you know? Like
Yes.
here's 35 one of these sons of bitches is going to go viral, you know? Like
Yeah,
someone's open
something's gonna
down there
happen.
somewhere, you know? Like I'll just throw a Hail Mary like and that's hip hop that's always kind of been a thing where these albums are 20 songs, they're longer. But that
Yes.
throws off chart stuff because then there's more streams. You're listening to more songs. The artist can release them faster. So there's an easier
Yep.
like connection with people. Cause like we talk about like this release strategy single by single. Cause once something's out, it's you're not promoting anything anymore. The thing's out. You're done. Whereas
Yeah.
like with other genres, it's a little easier to kind of keep going, release new projects. The budgets are bigger in those
Well,
genres,
then they got
maybe.
tour.
Then
I
they, yeah,
mean,
the
with us, it's
tours.
touring. It's touring. That's like the album's out now. It's tour time.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think rock music, a lot of it, we're still, which obviously the touring model and those things is great as well, but ours is very much hung up on that like old school carnival style of like you put out the album and then you tour the album kind of thing, you know,
They're still
which
doing
is
it.
which is still good. I mean, that's the way to go, especially if you're trying to make a living and you're rock bands aren't going to get Dochi money or something like that, but like there's a
I don't
level
know.
of like
My Chem might, but
I mean, yeah, yeah,
everything else.
I think yeah, my camera definitely are, but yeah, like you
Yeah.
need to like game the system. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. It's gaming the system a different way where it's like, okay, we need to release single. You need to be like honey dicking people, like a little bit here, a little bit there, because
Which
like
is what
it's
they've been doing. Yeah.
which yeah, because like if you put it all out, it's done. And you're
Yeah.
not going to have 5 music videos the way a pop star will. And you're not going to have
Nope.
features pop up the way like, okay, rapper can put out an album. Rapper can put out an album and then they can put out like 3 songs the next week that they just fucking, you know, 2 of them or
Did.
whatever. It didn't fit the vibe. They still record it. It's a lot easier to do that in those other genres. So like
Yeah.
quantity is kind of quality as well in this in terms of like staying at top of like people's mind.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think so. But I think the way our world has gamed the system is through anniversary tours. You're not seeing
Yeah.
Nelly do an anniversary tour for Country Grammar, but you are seeing tours for every album. Like it's gonna be anniversary tour. That's what's gonna happen. I mean, or it's a reunion tour because they've left to come back
Because they make
circa like
ribs.
They
Trademark.
McRibbed, like a Blink
Yeah.
182, yeah,
Yeah.
like, they're doing a reunion tour. But that's how bands like Cartel probably seeing
Same
a good
thing.
chunk of money they haven't seen in a long time by doing their tour for coming back, and then we haven't seen
And
them in a while. They're coming back, and now we're doing Chroma anniversary tour.
I wonder, like, 'cause, like, yes, they're putting on bigger every band is putting on bigger productions than they put on before. Touring is more expensive, printing, the logistics of merchandising, the gas and the vans to get to the
Yep.
venues, the insurance, blah, 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 all this shit is more money, but the tickets exponentially are more. I'm curious if bands are recouping those costs, and they're making, like, it's like, are they making comparable money because the touring money is so much better, or is the actual take home, is like the actual net about the same after you factor in, like, because yeah, the tickets are you maybe, like, if you see Yellow Card now, it's $100. It would have been fucking
Yeah,
$20
easy.
before. Like, are they really making that much more money doing it?
Or if Ticketmaster's
Or-
still making
Yeah, is that
a
all?
good profit of it.
Yeah, or just, yeah, even just the expenses. Yeah,
I mean, that revenue, that 72,000,000 was net revenue, so I imagine that My Chem
damn,
is making a pretty good amount of money. Same with Pierce Vale, 22,000,000 net revenue. I
good
don't
for
think
you
they
guys.
saw that kind of stuff. Like, I
No,
don't think they saw
no,
that
fucking insane,
prior. No.
insane.
Yeah. And I think it's because, you're their piecemeal strategy, especially for older rock bands, aren't sure if coming back is gonna be a thing for them, right? We're not sure if people still wanna listen to our music because you hear the same stuff with rock bands, unlike pop stars and stuff, which they fade. Their music fades. People fall out of love with pop stars all the time. I
Yeah.
mean, unless you're Taylor Swift, it just ebbs and flows a
Yeah. I
little bit.
mean, there's always
But
super fans of everything, but yeah, a lot of the
yeah,
times, yeah,
yeah,
the
people
Britney
fall out of
Spears tour
favor.
of today will not be bigger than the Britney Spears tour of 2001. Like, there's no world
Hell
where that,
no.
yeah, the nostalgia on that, those motherfuckers are playing casinos. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, like that's what Backstreet Boys are doing at the
Sorry,
Sphere.
Britney fans. Yeah.
I know, but they're putting out new music like in a piecemeal fashion just to see if people will respond to it before they drop all of their money and everything on it. But the tours are a great way for them to introduce new music at the same time, like start to ignite that passion for hearing this type of music again and realizing, oh, this music has not been out there for a long time. And then introducing new fans to it as well, because you're seeing younger fans. What our friend CZB talked about going to the Deftones and how she felt. The Deftones are like older than us.
Well, the
Like
shit,
they've
yeah,
been
like,
around
yeah, yeah,
forever.
they were, yeah. If I would think that if I were to go to a Deftones show, I'm
They're
like
like
the
the
youngest
grandfathers
fan.
and yeah.
Yeah, like,
And
yeah.
but we're not. There's apparently like 20-year-olds listening to
It's the
Deftones
same
and
thing
a
I told you
lot
when
of
I
them.
saw Pierce the Veil. It was children, and it was like
Oh yes, that's true.
that's great though. And I think another thing that is really gonna help, like, there's like certain it's like, like, it's like catching a fish almost. I only gone fishing a couple times in my life, so I'm gonna try to really tie this. If I can do this, this is good. Like, you need to do the real, like, okay, these old things, you get the attention. It's like sales. Like, you get people's attention with this thing, you get them in the door, but you need to actually, like, keep them there and keep them as
Yep.
repeat customers who want to come back. Yes, these rock songs can pop off and go viral and get people interested, and they can go to a concert or something like that and have fun. But, like, what I think really is going to help it and sustain this shit is when people start to get deeper, because we're talking about, like, hey, you got into Fall Out Boy. Fall Out Boy led you to that other shit. You know what I mean? You found Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
By all intents and purposes, by the time you found Fall Out Boy, they're, let's say, a pop act, because they're, I mean, even on, they're
Oh
mainstream act
yeah.
at that point, but it leads you into all this other stuff. So, like, once you get to that other stuff, if there's not enough to sink your teeth into, you're gonna dip. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Like,
100%.
I
Yeah.
think like, there was a lot of really big indie bands in the 2010s, and I think the indie bands did good because there was more to sink your teeth into. You mentioned 1975. I think it's really just sweater weather to me, but, like, Arctic Monkeys were fucking massive.
They were massive for a
Like,
while, yeah.
I mean, these very the 19 motherfucking 75, like, these very big bands were, but then they lead you to other stuff as well, and you find these other bands, and I think
Yep.
that's what's happening now. Like, these I'm not just saying it because so many of these bands come on our shows, but pound for pound, if you're a 15-year-old, and I think if you hear a Gami or a Riley or a Kerosene
Yeah,
Heights or any of these bands, I think it's gonna rock the shit out of you in ways that, like, with the exception of, yeah, like, my Chem Fault, like, a lot of I think they're better, like, as a whole, yes, we had a lot of bigger, like, special band, but, like, as a whole, like, these bands are so good now that, like, I think you can really sink your
yeah.
teeth into them, and as we see with, bands we've had on the show, there's such a community to it, and that's a major draw in all entertainment entities now.
Is the community. No, you're 100% correct. The community is what really drives a lot of it, and I think you're seeing that more because of social media. Rock fans are building a community that is also not. I mean, yes, you'll have gatekeepers, but it's also tearing down the gate a little bit for a lot of people who want
Yeah,
to get into rock music. Now, will I say that we're gonna see a top 10 song all rock songs
no,
in the near
but
future? Probably not, but in terms of popularity for, like, making money, like, we have to realize that there is, like, a very small mainstream these days, and then everything else is, like, mainstream in its own way. For its own genre,
yeah,
it's gonna
and
make money
and
because we
those
are that much separated.
I think a lot of those gates are gone, I think, like, if
Yeah,
I'm sure you've seen it on yours, like, if you post about, like, the older, maybe the more, like, punk rock type of band, the more you get into that, you'll see maybe people get more argumentative, but, like, with the exception of me and, like, fucking Scott fucking around, you know what I mean? Like, nobody's actually, like, gatekeeping in this world, really, you know what I mean? Like, I don't get that sense from any of the bands or anyone, like,
unless you're a girl, they still try to gatekeep you
are
if
you
you're a
guys still
girl, but
doing that
other
to
than that.
girls? People are still doing that to you? What's your guys' fucking problem?
Oh, I'll never forget the person who told me, "Oh, I made a video about Fall Out Boy, about one of their songs, newer songs, like, from American Beauty, American Psycho," maybe? Maybe? I don't remember, but the person said, "Listen to Take This to Your Grave and then get back to me," as far as, like, and I was like, "Have you are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right
How old
now?"
was this guy?
I don't know.
Well,
I
he didn't
can't,
have a
like,
profile
that's
photo. Of course he didn't.
yeah, of course, I had a profile photo. I didn't know what he looked like. I was like, "Wait, what? Are you kidding me right now?" And, yeah, so as a woman, that's still the case. Yeah,
That's not
yeah.
good behavior, fellas. You shouldn't do that. Even if she didn't actually listen to the band, let her buy the shirt. Your favorite band makes money off that. Like, a cool shirt's a cool shirt, you know? Like, I don't
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it was about, I think, my songs or no, Phoenix, one of those songs. I was just
um
it was just a it was a concert footage of them singing it, saying how I love this song, it pumps me up in the gym or something, and this person's like, "Listen to Taste to Your Grave and get back to me." I was like, "I have
go
a
fuck
lot."
yourself, bud. Yeah.
Like, go fuck yourself. Oh my gosh. I was like, have you seen my account?" Like, "Did you
Yeah,
look at
yeah,
any of
I'm
my
familiar with Take This to Your Grave,
Yes.
bucko.
But you're right. Besides being a woman and being gatekeeped on the regular, other than that, yes, you're right. Gatekeeping can be democratized because people are just clap back easier. There's ways like it's just people can
Yeah,
just enjoy what they want to enjoy. I mean,
and
for the
yeah,
most part.
a lot of that stuff is, like, we talk about, like, ways for, like, rock getting into mainstream stuff, like, another big way, like, back in the day, like, if a band did, like, an ad, it was like you were a sellout, you know what I mean? Like, oh, like, your
Yes.
song's in a commercial, whereas now, like, that's a lot more way more common, you know?
That's why
Um,
Story of the Year
yeah, they yeah,
didn't
right,
want to
yeah,
do Spider-Man 2. They said people would make fun of us if we got
if the
our
Spider-Man's in the
song.
music video, they're gonna make fun of us, and it's like, brother, like,
Do you see what it did for Vindicated, my
yeah,
friends? Like,
Chris
that's like
Carrabba has a fucking, yeah, a pool and a jacuzzi paid for off of Spider-Man money, brother, like,
Yes, thank you,
you know what I mean? And
Sony.
like
Yeah.
and like and like now, like, I know nothing about the Transformers movies. I know that one of them ends with "What I've Done," like, by Linkin Park.
Damn right it
You know what I
does.
mean? Like, I
Cuts to black
yeah,
after
like, yeah,
Optimus Prime does his speech.
and there's, like, fucking I think up until very recently, Sunflower by Post Malone and
Because of Spider-Man, yeah.
it was the most streamed song, you know, like when I did my list of the 250, like I put it on there, like it's a great song, but like solely
Such a
because like
great
you cannot deny like that level of like is that big of a song, that many people listening to it, it has an impact, and like doing those things
Decode
was
by
not,
Paramore.
yeah, massive because of
Because
Twilight,
of
right? Yeah,
Twilight? Thanks
yeah,
for Twilight. Yeah,
yeah,
Decode was so couldn't
yeah.
escape that
And
song.
and
Yeah.
and that and that's like, yeah, like before that too, like it wasn't cool to do those things at all. And like
Nope.
now we're seeing more of them. We're seeing like kind of collaborations and things like that. And I think those are good things as well, because obviously there's no money in like streaming and stuff the same way there was in record sales, which is,
Yeah,
you know,
because
obviously wasn't a lot too, but like
sad, yeah.
these are ways the artists are supplementing their income. Like you can,
They have to.
yeah, you can be in an ad, whereas like 15 years ago, the idea of that is like
Cringy.
career suicide if you're like
Yes.
punk or indie or something, if you want to have any sort of cred, you know, like it just wasn't, it wasn't a thing.
No, it wasn't a thing. But now it's a little bit more accepted. I think we all realize that the way they can make money now is not the same because streaming just will not net anyone that kind of income unless you maybe are Taylor Swift
Yeah.
and you have all of your album as the top like 20 songs on the chart right now, which
And
is
if
insane.
you're not, if you're a regular band, fucking bag chase, boys, girls, non-binaries, they, thems, everyone. Chase your bag. Find your way to make your money so you can make a living doing this. These are
Yeah.
these like little punk rock ethos of like not doing certain things. Like those existed because those people lived in a spoiled world where they could live off of their art. The world
We
isn't doing
can't
you
do
those
that.
favors anymore. Don't do the world those favors in return.
Exactly. That's all it is. Now the question is, there's all these articles saying rock's making a comeback, rock makes a comeback. Yes, older bands, and we talked about, but are the newer bands getting noticed? And I think that's really going to I'll be interested to see what the establishment looks at when it comes time for award shows, right? Obviously, they're looking at, well, who's gonna be a draw to see on screen
Mm-hmm.
because everything's televised.
Which is where it comes down
So
to, yes, like when's the cutoff for the Grammys? Is Haley Williams a candidate? Because Haley Williams will get nominated.
Oh, 100%, her
She'll
album
get,
will get
yeah,
nominated.
yeah, she'll get nominated. And that's big too, because yes, like that's an establishment artist, but she is like, she will be putting on
Oh,
for the younger gen hard too. The cutoff's like
for this
September or
August
something.
29th for this
Yeah,
year, August 29th for this year, yeah,
yeah.
so they'll announce it on November. Oh, it says they're gonna be announced in 2 days, so this'll come
So this
out
episode will be out. You guys will be
on
reading
the
these nominee
5th,
lists,
and then
and
2
these
days
lists
later.
are what's a possible album? What are the contenders on here? What was a possible option here? I'm trying to
Ooh,
think. Well, the
let's
Turnstile album.
see,
I think the Turnstile album legitimately
Turnstile.
could be nominated for like best rock album
What about Arm's
or
Length? Didn't
best.
they
What is there like a best
didn't they
hard? It's like
come
hard rock or something or metal. There's a heavier category than rock, right?
Yes, there is. I think there's a hard rock category.
Hard rock, yeah, because
I think
I can
that
see
Linkin
Turnstile getting
Park
a
will be
nom in there. Linkin
Linkin
Park
Park will
had
probably get
one as
nominated because they
well.
came out.
Yeah,
Yeah, they'll probably get nominated as well. Um, who else? Let's see. I'm gonna look at let's see, Rolling Stones is already making some of their selections. Machine Gun Kelly did come out with Lost Americana.
yeah. I mean, that's a big name. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Youngblood came out with Idols. I forgot about that. And Youngblood is working with Steven Tyler now.
Gross,
I know.
gross. See, it's just a matter of it's like you get them through the door. Like, can we keep them, and can these artists do a good enough job? Like MGK, I mean that's a tough one. Like I don't even know who he, but like if he went
I
on
didn't realize
tour and
I
he
forgot
brings
The Cure. Yeah,
The
go
Cure,
on. If
oh
he brings
last
out
year.
what?
Well, I was gonna say like
Yeah, The
if
Cure's
they go on these tours, like we talked about before, like you know like a big opening slot, like you're in these bigger acts. Don't just like it's very easy to try to probably like profit max or whatever you want to call it, where it's like okay we're gonna stack this lineup here, you know what I mean, Day to Remember is on tour right now with like the Wonder Years and Yellow Card, and it's
yep.
like what if you guys had like what if fucking played the Warp Tour. Wonderwall guy, you're my Wonderwall. Games we play?
Games we play.
Why?
Wait,
What if Games We Play was the fucking opener right there? You know what I mean? Like
that'd be awesome. Yeah.
do like I think there was more of a thing like that, especially like in the small. It's one thing, very large acts. It's a tough thing because again, it's money and production's insane. But like when I think of like Alkaline Trio going on tour, like a lot of the times the bands they'd have open would be bands they fucking liked. You know what I mean? Like a
Oh
lot of these,
yeah.
it's like bands we like, and it's very tempted to bring your friends. But when you're established like that, your friends are also established. You need to kind of like, I mean, honestly, someone that's great at it is Mr. Barker from Blink-182's, you know, like
Oh yeah. He's
putting
really
on
good
this
about that.
next wave of artists, whether or not they're great or not is a different thing, but like putting them in front of you. I mean, you said you saw Hot Mulligan because of Fall Out Boy. You know what I mean? Like you would have seen Hot
Well,
Mulligan no
yeah.
matter what anyway, eventually, but you already
I
got this.
saw Games We Play too because of Fall Out Boy
There we go. Yeah, exactly. Like, and now, and you told me about Games We Play. I know about him because of you. And it's like you saw them with at the Fall Out Boy show. You were there.
and Roy and
There's
the Serpent. Royal and the Serpent, same thing. I saw because of Fall Out Boy.
Oh, Royal and the Serpent fucking rips,
They
dog.
do. Yeah,
I
they
thought
do.
I didn't listen to Royal and the Serpent for so long. I thought it was like some like metalcore kind of shit just based off the name. I thought, you know, and then I went and listened. I'm
Yes.
like, yeah, we did it on a fucking Midnight Music Mania one time. I'm just like, this is the tightest shit ever. It's like weird, like it's like Lolo on like gas station meth or something like that. Like just
100%.
so like give those spots to those bands. And bands are doing it. Like Hot Mulligan's big right now. Hot Mulligan's got arm's
Yep.
length with them. So you get two of the biggest names. That's like, let's say that's like it's
Huge.
2004 and Taking Back Sunday and Mike Hemmer are on tour together. But
Yep.
they have a big their opener is Avenged Sevenfold, who in 2 years later are gonna blow up. I'm off by a year on them, but like same kind of like, you know, where it's like
But
who's gonna be
yes.
next? And they're doing that. There's Anxious. We saw it with State Champs, I think, just did their tour where Gami opens, things like that, where it's like,
Yep.
let's put them because that's going to give you life too. It's like it's like a wrestling thing where it's like you need to put people over on the way up. You need to be nice to people because the people you see on the way up are the same people, you know, you're going to see them on the way down, and there's going to be
It's
the next
true.
generation thing. It's like you bring this band on tour with you as the opener. In fucking 6 years, they're going to bring
Yeah.
you as the opener. You know what I mean? You're helping yourself here.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. And they are doing that. You are seeing like, because even A Day to Remember, like they
They had a good
also have
amount
had in the
on the
past, like,
openers, right? Yeah, they had a good amount.
yeah, like, Scal at one point wasn't as
Mhm.
big as they are now, but they were an opener. Like, so for the current tour, Maximum Fun, so Dinosaur Pile Up is the first opener.
Okay,
And
I
then,
have
of
no idea who the
course,
fuck that
yeah.
is. That's
And then
great.
Boundaries, yeah, and Boundaries was the opener before State Champs because they had an earlier tour dates in 2025,
Yeah.
and State Champs was like in the Wonder Year spot. So they are bringing you're seeing some of those. Like I saw when I saw what's it called, Hawthorne Heights. They for their acoustic tour they brought Bike Routes, which
Sick. Yeah, same thing
which
right
was
there.
great. Very small, like very small band. That
Mhm.
was their only opener, in fact, because it was their
I mean,
acoustic
shit,
tour.
Motion City, they're doing a special album release show. I'm sure they could have, like, been like, "Oh, let's bring out
Anyone
some old homies from 20 years ago." No, it's like, "Well, we like our manager
they
likes this band Low Phase that
there's
just lives
yeah.
by me." And those kids got an opportunity, and it's like, and then you get it, and then it's like, it's all about once you get the ball, it's all about where you take, you know, like,
Yeah,
fucking run with it
momentum. You
once you
have it
get it.
now. Do something with it.
But,
Yeah,
like, those are opportunities, and it's so fucking cool to see those things, like, going around.
I agree. Yeah. And so while I think rock's making a comeback, I don't think it'll ever like I think it's maybe there's gonna be a few that break through in the top 10, top 20, but I think it's big enough now that you can't I mean, you can always dog on anything, but it's harder to say
You
like
can.
rock is this like dying art. Nothing good is coming out of rock music because there are good bands coming out. There's amazing songs, there's amazing albums that are still being released, and we just gotta keep using the tools we have to make sure the right bands are getting out in front and move past the legacy acts. I mean, they're obviously I don't want them to not make money as well because they're the ones that are gonna help our other acts start to build their way up, right? So
Yes,
it's important
absolutely.
for all of them to make money.
before we wrap up and before we move on from A Day to Remember that tour, have you seen this tweet going around the internet today? I saw this often, and our boys in Old Neon responded to it too. This was from Gulag Gary 420 on Twitter, at Gulag Gary 420. Gary, if you're listening, go fuck yourself. He tweeted, "Had fun at the Day to Remember show last night, but after being a fan since 2010, that's my last live show. You gotta love when a band not even listed on the ticket decides to preach liberal policies. If I wanted to hear politics at a concert, I'd go to Rage Against the Machine or Pink Floyd." Apparently the things that were said were the obvious, very basic things that every band, which is, like fuck ICE, free Palestine,
Yeah,
protect
all
trans
the
kids,
stuff.
like very.
Yes.
And this guy, I don't know what you expected, Gulag Gary.
I think he expected, in my mind, A Day to
He thinks they're
Remember
gonna shunt and dribble. Yeah, he thinks they're like
is a
brocore, this or that.
politically, yeah, they think they're brocore, a very apolitical band. In my mind, that's how I always saw A Day to Remember too, as a very like
Yeah,
bro bit. Like before I
Yeah.
got to like listen to their music and then realize that Jeremy McKinnon is like a damn sweetheart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
on
I
the
thought it was
surface, yeah.
brocore. Yeah, like Story of the Year, I also thought that too. But when we were young this year, their bassist had a "fuck American Nazis" or fascism, and I was like, "That's right." So like then I was like, they're making a statement, right? Um, so I'm not surprised that they would have fans that would think that they could go to a show and not expect to see liberal policies. But sadly, really, you have no common decency. Like I know what they're probably. I was not at the show, but I'm assuming, like you said, it was one of those same things. And how can you just, if you don't like it, don't listen to it and
You
just keep
gotta
going on your
listen.
way.
Some groups of people are better at certain things than others. Like if I were to hire like if I needed like a Wall Street guy, like I needed a day trader, I'd probably go get someone that leans to the right. Those guys are probably better at that stuff. But
Probably.
art and stuff is inherently better on the left side. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, and that's it's not even
It just is
some
what it is, buddy.
it's just like these are usually empathetic people. A lot of them were bullied, or they, really are emotional, or they really
In
connect
touch with their emotions.
in touch with their emotions and have a more human side to it. No, they're not going to be looking at things dollars and cents wise the way you are and seeing these people as a number. They're thinking about 40 million hungry motherfuckers not getting EBT. You're thinking like these imaginary numbers of money that we'll be saving, as if you'll somehow see any of the fucking savings, as if your $62,000 a year salary is paying any like shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
fuck over yourself. I don't know, but yeah, Gulag Gary.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Happy you're gonna save all that money, not going to shows. Hope you don't just give it all to Alex Jones or whatever the fuck you people do now.
Oh yeah, I don't think they give it to him anymore. Is he still doing stuff?
Well, he gives all his money to those Sandy Hook parents after saying that their kids didn't actually die. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Fucking insane.
Can you imagine? Like something like that happening? We have kids. The fucking worst thing that could possibly happen. Like probably this. Like I
and then
didn't grow
someone
up in this
tells you
country.
that didn't happen.
Yeah. Your fucking child fucking dies, and then like someone tells you like that didn't happen, and he's convinced.
Like, are you gaslighting me?
It's one thing if it's one crazy motherfucker on the street, but it's a crazy motherfucker in front of a microphone that has a giant platform, and he's getting other people to see it, and you got to log on the internet
And see that every day.
See someone say that, and then not be able to shoot them in the head or like punch them in. You know what I mean? Like that's. The moms and the dad. I mean, yeah, not just the dads, the moms too. It's like probably like it'd probably be just as validating to be like, just give us that guy in a room for like 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Like that's like if I was one of those dads, like that's really what I'm just the money's not going to bring my kid back, but I would like to ruin his week. Like
yeah, you're like I would like to just ruin him forever.
Alex Jones, if you're listening to this is a threat. It's a threat. Okay.
We're gonna get taken off the air before anything good happens.
Wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. This is getting.
Wrap it up.
We're gonna get in trouble before the really cool shit happens in the next couple weeks.
Exactly. All right. Yeah, but rock music making a comeback. Excited to see it.
Back.
Obviously, it's fucking back. We're back, baby. Where's that hangover meme? Anyone got that?
Yeah. If you have children, buy them instruments. if you can, if your living space and your ears can handle it, buy them drums. There is a infinitely less amount of drummers. I swear to
There
God.
is.
I swear to God, like, if you teach your, like, getting your kid into drums is like smart and trying to get them into some sort of sport or something, like, you know what I mean? Like the job
Yeah.
opportunities as a drummer are insane.
Yeah, there's more
Insane.
trumpeters,
Yeah.
trumpeters
Is there
than
more
there are
trumpeters? Yeah.
yeah, trumpeters than there are drummers apparently, in
At least
the
in our
world
world,
right
yeah.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah, at
in
least
our
in our
world, it
world.
feels like it too.
Yeah, but rock is on the up and up, and hopefully this translates not only for the legacy acts, but for newer acts as well, and we're able to see, newer people start to make their way into the mainstream. We're seeing it with Hot Mulligan. Hopefully, we'll see it with others as well. So all we can do is just wait to see and just keep listening, streaming, buying the music, going to the shows if you can afford it. No one can afford it, I'm sure, after, you know, half of our country isn't getting paid right now, and the other half can't
How's that
afford
food?
to
Yeah.
feed their family and have no
I
food. So maybe, I don't know,
in
everyone might
times
be
like
feeling this.
these, people need to turn to religion, something to keep them warm, to fill that God hole. I don't have religion. I don't have my God hole is filled by rock and roll. I think this guitar
Same.
music you speak of, whether it's emo or hardcore or punk or pop punk or fucking Nickelback or Five Finger Death Punch, whatever the fuck it is, whatever your chosen brand of rock music is, no problemo, amphibians, whatever, that fills you in a way that I don't think other genres do. And I think as
It's
times are
true.
getting hard, rock and roll is going to fill that feeling for people. And especially alternative genres are, because there's this, on one end, there's this existential loneliness that comes with our social media, fast-paced world where you're overwhelmed with just this and that. And I think that leads us into this world where, like, a lot of these bands in our genre are really going to do well because these feelings that are, like that Saturdays or something we'll talk about, that's very relatable. And in the same sense, like, that aggression that comes from it as well. You're angry. Well,
Yes.
motherfucker, punk rock is here. Like, electing the president, we thought every time Trump gets elected, we're like, oh, it's going to bring in a bunch of new punk bands, this and that. People not being able to afford to eat is what's going to make good punk bands. It's not Twitter headlines, and it's not, that's not me saying, like, let's cut the people's food so we can get
Yeah.
some good bands. I'm saying that's going to be a benefit of this, is people are going to be, the boys and the girls are going to be getting in the garages again. And if they don't have a
Yes.
garage, then they're going to be doing it in their apartments or whatever. Yes,
Yes.
it's a good time. I
It's a
I
good time,
I'm
had by all.
I love rock and roll music, rock music.
Me too. I'm looking forward to what the next few years bring us in terms of rock and its popularity.
God bless.
Hey man, it's your boy Petty Hendrix, man. You tuned in to Emo Kids Anonymous. Check it out. You did.